Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about what iron type we should use. So looking at the difference between a blade, a muscle back and a cavity. Our friends at Strixon have given us some demos here to try today. So if you're coming over, we'll show you what we're going to hit. So on the far right, you can see this is the Strixon 965 blade. It's very thin top line, not much front to back there. Okay, the next one across here is the muscle back, the Z765. A little bit thicker top line, a little bit more front to back here as well. Okay, and then the last one there is a Z565, which you can see here has a full cavity in there, thicker top line, thicker front to back. Okay, so if we look at the three together, they get progressively, thicker blade, muscle back, cavity. Okay, top lines, blade at the bottom, muscle back, cavity at the top. Okay, so we're going to hit those three with my shaft of choice, which is the Fujikura Pro iron shaft, in a 95 stiff. So I'm going to go and hit a bunch of shots and see how each of the three heads performs. Okay, first up we're going to hit the cavity, hit some shots, see how it goes. So next up we've got the 765 muscle back. And last but not least, Z965 blade. Okay, so I've hit about 20 balls with each club and I come up with some results. And it's worth mentioning that the lofts are different on these models. So the 565 is, well, I should start with the cavity, right? It's 28, the muscle back's 29 and the blade's 30 degrees. Now, some people say, oh, manufacturers are just de-lofting clubs to make them go further. It's not quite true. Basically, you'll see with the data that I've compiled, they're all launching the same. Okay, so with a cavity, for example, if you've got all this mass at the back here, the ball's going to launch higher. So that the loft has to be taken down a little bit to get optimal numbers. And you'll see, like I said, my launch with all three clubs was about 18 degrees. So if this had the same loft as the blade, it would launch too high. So that's a little bit of a misconception, but we'll have a look at the data. Okay, so we have a look at the data here. And you can see the top number is from the cavity, 155 total, 154 with the muscle back, and 152 with the blade. So slightly shorter with the blade. The biggest differences that I noticed was in the lateral deviation. So the cavity is 6.1 meters right, 9.9 meters right for the muscle back, and then 16.5 right for the blade. So as you take that forgiveness away, the ball goes more to the right. That's what you can take out of that. Similar ball speeds. The spin increased, you can see there slightly with each club, but all, good spin numbers. Definitely the cavity spun the least, but like I was saying now, right in the middle there, vertical launch, 18.4 for the cavity, 18.8 for the other two. So the launch conditions have been optimized with the changing in loft. It's not just to make a cavity go further, it's just to make it go, I suppose, as far as they can within reason. So, the heights were similar, the blade was a little bit lower, but when you look at the grouping, you can see there with the blade is the orange, the standard deviation back and front is 7 meters. So it's not as accurate front to back. You're penalised well, probably not penalised more for the miss hit, but you're prone to probably getting a few that will jump. There's one there long left that's actually outside of the circle. I don't know why it's outside, but that's the one that scares me with the cavity, the one that, because of the amount of offset, it's going to go long and left. Whereas the blue, which is the 765 muscleback, it's really tight dispersion, the tightest front to back, 5 metres, and the tightest left to right. Now the blade was also very tight front to back at 5 metres, but it went a little bit more to the right for me, and that's the less offset, and I was just hitting away. I wasn't, trying to allow for anything. I was just trying to make this as neutral as I could. So basically what I take away from this is that, the 765 is perfect for me, and, had great results with it. Okay, so what I took away from today is that not only is probably the 765, the muscleback, the best one for me, but basically that offset is key when you're choosing the right club for you. As well as that forgiveness, but the offset really, it takes the ball further left, the more offset we've got. And for me, I don't like that. So, I like a club with a little bit less offset. The distances were all very similar. I mean, I suppose golf swing helps, right? If you need that bit of forgiveness, go with the full cavity. But I think most players, could fit nicely into that muscleback range, particularly if you like to shape the ball a little bit or hit it relatively straight if you don't need that hook bias. But don't read in too much about lofts. There's always a reason why things have got less loft and more loft. But, give them all a go and see how you go. But certainly, that's why I've got a muscleback in the bag with me right now. They work really well. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you learned something today, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure you click on like and subscribe. Let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see, and we'll see you in the next video.